Hello everyone and welcome to the ChinaMobileMac.com review of the Zopo ZP998. This phone was one of the first octa-core smartphones based on the MT6592 processor, and after a long time of waiting it finally became available, and now it's shipping out, and we've got our review unit and tested it during the past 2 days. And yeah, I'm doing that review just as usual. So let's start with the design. As you can see, this thing is in black. We have a nice 5.5-inch display on the front, protected by Gorilla Glass, and here we have the phone speaker, a gesture control sensor, a light sensor, a proximity sensor, a status LED, and the front camera with 8 megapixel. On the bottom we have 3 soft buttons for menu, home and back. They are illuminated. On the side you can see we have not a metal frame here, but some plastic frame. Well, it looks really nice and also feels really nice, so not cheap at all. We have a volume rocker, we have a USB port, a microphone for phone calls. On the other side we have the power button, the camera button, which you can use to take pictures, and on top we have another microphone and a headphone jack. On the rear we have the camera, which can take pictures with 14 megapixels, but this is interpolated, so interpolarized. So the real resolution of the chip is probably 13 megapixel. Some people also think it's 8 megapixel. I'm not really sure about that, but I think it's 13 because the quality is too good on 14 megapixel to be interpolarized from 8 megapixels. So I think it's 13 megapixel. We have the LED flash. This frame around this stuff is actually not a metal frame, it's plastic. Here we have the Zopo logo, and on the bottom we have some holes for the speaker. And the texture of the back is some fake leather. It looks really nice and feels really nice. It doesn't feel like real leather, more like plastic, but it has a nice grip so it can't slide out of your hands. So let's open the back cover, take a closer look at what's inside there. Let me first show you the NFC antenna. It's built into the back cover, as you can see here, and here are the contacts for it. Here we have a micro SD card slot, a normal SIM card slot, and a micro SIM card slot. This is the battery. It has 2400 milliamps, and on the bottom we have 2 speakers, but those don't generate stereo sound because they are too close together. And here we have a 3D printed GSM/3G antenna, so this phone has a really good reception quality. Okay, let's put that on again and take a closer look at the phone. Okay, as you can see, now I have put the phone inside the flip cover that you will get together with the phone, and as you can see we have a small window here. If we open it up, it turns on. If we close it, we see the information here with the clock, notifications, or music control. Really nice. Okay, first let's take a look at the screen of this phone. I think it's pretty good. Great colors, great sharpness, great contrast, great brightness. All pretty much perfectly. You actually can't see any pixels. Yeah, I love it. It's a great screen. It's IPS and OGS, of course. You can see it here. Colors doesn't change. Still can see everything. so it's a really nice screen. And the automatic brightness control also works really good. Okay, now, so you can see it's perfectly regulated. Another nice feature of this phone is the gesture control, and it works pretty good. As you can see, it works in both directions, and you even can use the gesture control to navigate through websites, so this is really nice. And now as we are in the browser, I can show you some of the surfing experience. So let's go to chinamobilemac.com. and as you can see, loads up really fast. Zooming and scrolling is smooth. Landscape view is also quite good, and can read fonts without a problem. Look like printed, just perfect. Let's continue with the performance. So in the AnTuTu benchmark, this phone reached 27,039 points, which is at first a good value, and you would mean that it has a great performance. Well, let's set this aside for now. I will tell you more about it later. First, a quick look at some of the hardware details. You see the processor is a MT6592, GPU renderer maybe 450 MP, display resolution 1920 by 1080, rear camera 14.2 megapixels. We have 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB internal storage. The CPU clock is between 728 MHz and 1.664 GHz. We have a pixel density of 480 dpi. We have a 8 megapixel front camera. We have Android 4.2.2. Of course, we have Wi-Fi and lots of sensors. Also a e-compass. So very good. Let's have a look at other benchmark results. AnTuTu 3D rating, for example. This one has reached 2,369 points. And 3D Mark has reached 5,651 points in the 720p benchmark, 4,069 points in the 1080p benchmark, and 6,870 points in the unlimited benchmark. So not very high. Initially I had expected that it would display maxed out at least at some of the benchmarks, but it didn't. And the points are just a bit higher than the older MediaTek processors. So I'm a bit disappointed here, and just for information, I did deactivate the energy saving mode for the benchmark, so that is not a problem. The AnTuTu benchmark is quite high, but the difference in the other benchmark is not as high, so something is strange here, and it seems like they are faking something here. And this thought gets kind of confirmed when I try to play a game. For example, Wii Racing 3. It does not work any smoother than on a MT6582 processor or MT6589T processor. It works quite smooth, but it's still a bit laggy, so there's not much difference in performance. That's something I did not expect, and I'm not sure if this is a problem with the chip or with not enough optimized ROM or something. Or probably there even isn't a MT6592 processor in there, and Zopo just faked that, but I think that's unlikely. Okay, so now you can see how it is running. So as you can see, it does not work 100% smooth. It just looks like on a MT6592 processor. So that's quite disappointing. In my opinion, you don't notice any performance improvement at all. So probably it is better by now to purchase a quad-core smartphone where you get the same performance for a lower price instead of something expensive. But for now, let's look at some more details before I give you my final conclusion. So what else do we have to show? First, the camera quality, and I have to say that the camera is quite good. It's not perfect but good. If lightning conditions are good, you get really nice and sharp pictures. Only if you are in bad lighting conditions, you will get problems with noisy images and blurry images. So this is a macro shot of a screen, and you can even see the subpixels. So this camera is really good and everything is sharp, as you can see. Now I go to the next picture. This one has been taken in bad lighting conditions. And as you can see, we have quite a good sharpness and color. Colors look real, but we have some noises in the image. Here you can see it pretty good. So that is what happens if there's bad lighting. You can see some plant. The red looks almost like in real, and this is something most cameras have problems with. This one has been taken with the internal LED flash, so as you can see it's quite good. The room was almost dark, so it's really powerful LED flash in here, and you see if lighting conditions are good, you get really sharp images. Again, outside. So it's pretty near to a compact camera, cheap one, but it takes really useful pictures. Here I've taken a shot of some newspaper. Okay, I think that's enough. You've got some kind of impression of how good the camera is. Okay, next, reception quality, and let's start with the GPS performance. One moment. Where am I? Okay, after around 40 seconds of being outside, I've got 19 satellites in view according to this app, and a fix for 8 and a accuracy of 3 meters, so that's actually not bad for the first fix. After this I get a GPS signal after just a few seconds, so GPS reception is great. Wi-Fi reception is great as well. I can stream HD videos in the whole house, and even if I go outside the house, I still have Wi-Fi signal, which is enough to browse the internet, to surf the internet. If I go over like 10 meters from the house, it starts to break off, so really good Wi-Fi reception. And 3G reception, I'm sorry, is great as well. I can use mobile internet almost in the whole house here, and we have not a good network here. Outside it is almost perfect, so overall this works great. NFC is also working great, as well as Bluetooth and everything. Yeah. Battery life for a 8-core processor phone, some people thought that 2400 milliamps might not be enough, but actually it is enough. You can use it like for one day under normal usage. Only if you play a lot or stream videos or something over mobile network, it will drain the battery very fast. But if you take care of your settings, of your energy consumption, you can actually go one day, and in the evening you will need to plug it to the charger. So it's not as bad as some people thought, but it's also not the best. It's kind of average for a Chinese smartphone. So all in all, what do I have to say? In my opinion, it is, well, it doesn't have a much better performance than any quad-core smartphone right now. As I said, I don't really know if the chip is just not as good or if it has something to do with the software. But at this time, it just is not worth it. You pay around 290 to 340 bucks right now for this phone, and you just don't get a better performance than with any 160 bucks MT6592 smartphone right now. Or if you pay more for such a smartphone with MT6582 or MT6589T processor, you might get even more than you get with this phone, and still with the same performance. So you have to think about it carefully. If you really want an octa-core smartphone, you can buy it. It's not a bad phone. It has a great camera, it has great reception quality, great screen. Battery life is so-so, but it doesn't have any influence of the performance if you have a quad-core or a octa-core phone. Absolutely not, and I'm really disappointed. And I thought about buying a octa-core smartphone, but now I say I definitely won't, at least not right now, until I know that the performance has improved significantly when you compare it to a quad-core smartphone. So in the end, I would say buy a quad-core smartphone. It's cheaper, and this is just not worth it right now. So I hope I was able to help you with this review. I hope you liked the video. If so, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. The written review will be available soon on chinamobilemac.com, together with a lot of detailed images and a few more videos. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Bye.